went back on eFuck today.
Nice.
I felt it.
Nice.
I felt it. I felt it calling me.
Man, eFucked is like it's like eFucked. It feels like you know how in the I don't know if it's in the movie, in the book It, where like they meet up and they like think about it and they're like, oh, I haven't thought about it in 30 years.
Yes.
I completely forgot about all that. That's how I feel every time I remember eFucked is around. I'm like, damn, that was not in there for a reason.
I'm not even kidding you. Today, I saw, I think maybe the video was The Worst of OnlyFans. I think that's what it was called.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a chick whose pussy was so messed up that it took me 2 minutes to realize she didn't have feet.
Oh my god.
Yeah, seriously.
That's pretty bad.
I was like, I have missed eFucked. I mean, there was one horrible video. There was a horrible video called like Bukkake Regret, where it was like this lady. It was like this lady who she's like filling out I guess you have to, if you're gonna be Bukkake, I guess you have to sign a waiver. And I guess that waiver is like binding because
like you can't back out.
This is where I was like, when I was watching, I was like,
this sounds not quite how the law works.
It had to be scripted. Like, but it was so insanely upsetting because like basically she signs the waiver and then she's immediately like, she's like, oh, I don't think I want to do this. And so like all the men who are like going to bukkake her are like trying to reassure her. One of them is like hugging her and she just looks super upset. And so then it just cuts to them bukkakeing her while she's sobbing in a chair. So like,
God.
I mean, like it's basically rape, isn't it? Like that, like she's just like full on bawling the whole time. They're all
absolutely rape. I will say for 100% certain.
So like I'm like, there's no way it was like it has to be like they're trying to cater.
That
to,
can't
like,
be how
fetish.
it works because like who's to say next? She's updating iTunes. She doesn't read the terms and conditions, and then smash cut to her getting bukkakeed.
Sobbing bukkake. Yeah, it was so weird. I've been on like I've been down the rabbit hole today. I just because like I always have this argument with my girlfriend about like whether or not ASMR is for jacking off, and I'm like, I'm telling you that like 80% of people who listen to ASMR are doing it like in a horny way. And she's like, I don't think that's true. And then
often a pedophilic kind of way, specifically.
Yeah. Well, just like
a specifically
fetishes.
wrong type of horny. I'll say it.
So I found it's funny. Somebody just, I think Kelton from Psychic Dolphin Garage just posted the screenshot on Twitter. So like I checked out this YouTube channel because it's a dude in a full on like alien prosthetic, and it's What Kind of Human Are You ASMR, and it's an alien like giving you like a physical like whispering and like touching your face. And it's this YouTube channel, Ephemeral Rift, and it is just this guy dressing up in different elaborate outfits, doing like fetish ASMR.
I'm convinced that ASMR is fake. Nobody feels whatever feeling they're pretending to feel. The tingles.
I think it's real.
You think it's real?
Yeah, dude. Have you ever like, because like, look, have you ever like put on like nice headphones and listened to like ASMR porn?
Well, it appears I have not.
You might not be able to go back.
Send me some links. Oh, wait, no, I'm off porn now. Don't send me some links.
I won't send you any links.
Yeah.
But like I'm just looking at this guy's page, like
me and my therapist agreed I'm off porn. Just kidding. I didn't run it by her.
Have you talked about porn with your new therapist? Or?
No, but I've been talking about sex with my new therapist, which is uncomfortable because, well, for one, they asked me, do you want a man or a woman? And I always say man because, look, let's not get into it.
Sure. Yeah, no.
But
I mean, I think people can surmise.
Yeah, you know.
You like
I don't
one
trust
woman on
women
Earth.
the most of anybody. I'll say.
Yeah.
If you had to pick a guy who trusts women, and I'm not saying I'm right to feel that way, but I'm gonna get more work done if I lean into that.
Man.
So I requested a man, and they just didn't give me a man. So now I'm zooming this lady. she's nice. I'm gonna stick with her. But the weird thing is that she's a mom, so her kids are home doing Zoom school, and they keep coming into the room during the session.
That's funny.
I mean, it is kind of, but it's like then I'm I'm just like I'm discussing like my sexual dysfunction with my therapist, and then I see her go like, "What? No, close the door." Okay. I'm like,
she has headphones on, right?
No, she doesn't. So I'm like,
damn.
I'm like, can her kids hear me? Be like, yeah, I'm really struggling with staying hard. Like,
oh my god!
Wonder if there's a psychological component, and also I have no idea how old these kids are. They could be 16, they could be 8. I can't hear them.
They could be fucking like adult sons just running around. What if they're just like live at home like 30-year-olds?
Yeah, they're 30-year-old men, and they just come in and they roast me. They just listen.
It'd be so fucked up if she has like 2 like adult diaper sons in their 30s, and she's like, all the good I do for people, and I can't fix my own kids.
That would be tragic.
That would be a beautiful piece of tragic irony.
But the thing is, she can't fix me either. So I don't know how ironic it is.
So really, everybody deserves a refund.
Yeah.
I mean, is that going good?
I mean, it's only the 3rd session. This was the first session. So the first 2 sessions, I was like, I need a different therapist. This isn't working. But then this past session, she was very helpful. She gave me some good ideas. She floated a wacky new kind of therapy I haven't heard about. Some kind of like weird like eye movement trauma processing thing where it sounds like Clockwork Orange, to be honest, but it's like I think they have you like either look at like triggering images or like imagine like past traumatic memories, and then they like instruct you to like do different eye movement patterns, because I guess somehow eye movement is related to like processing memories. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah,
with,
because
like REM sleep.
Right, they think that when your eyes are rapid eye movement has to do with like how you categorize your short-term memory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've heard of what you're talking about.
So I guess the theory is that traumatic memories can like not be fully processed or something, and that you have to like manually process them later. I don't know. Sounds fake, but I am going to try it.
No, it doesn't sound fake. It sounds like exposure therapy. Like you have to confront the things that are bothering you.
Yeah, which I thought. I always thought, oh, I must be really healthy at processing trauma because as a comedian, I tell people about it and think about it and remember it constantly. But it turns out that taking something traumatic and coming up with witty little thoughts about it does not process it correctly at all.
No, it's the opposite of processing it.
Yeah.
It's literally just deflecting. Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like that makes sense. My girlfriend right now is reading this book called The Body Keeps the Score. Have you heard of it?
I have not, but
so it
sounds true. My body is not forgetting much that I've put it through.
No, not at all. Well, yeah, that's what they talk about. They talk about people who have like, but like they're talking about people with like levels of trauma, because they talk about Marines, but I think it applies to like a lot. But they talk about
that's
people
the thing
who
is like I feel like I should jump in here is like I feel so silly through all of this because I don't have the level of trauma where you should be having to do weird experimental shit.
Right.
It's like it's either I'm handling it poorly or I'm wrong about how bad it was. But
yeah.
To me, I'm like, this really seems like I should have been able to shake this off. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, I mean, I hope. I hopefully it's benefit. I mean, look, man, the fact that you're even able to like admit that and it's like that's good. That seems like a good like step of self-awareness to be like, I got to get past this.
Yeah. I really just got to lean in. Just got to be like 1950s dad style. Just push all my emotions down.
No, wait, this is the opposite.
You know what? You're right, Nick. I need to start drinking again.
You should. Okay, well, see, this is the toss up for me. It's either Brendan either gets healthy or he starts drinking again, because you're in a weird in between state right now. You're in that weird house from Insidious where like you're not on the other side, you're not in the real world. We got to get you out of that house, and we either have to get you back on the bottle, or we have to make you a completely healthy human being. I don't know which one's easier.
Yeah, this is just a bother to people.
Well,
the way this is going.
Yeah, man. I mean, how about in this book they talk about people like who have like crazy trauma, and I think this I've got to read it. She was like relaying it to me, but she's like, yeah, like people who have experienced like such intense trauma. It's like basically, I don't know if this had to do with brain activity or what, but like they're basically like dead and detached the whole time, but they're only truly alive and alert when they're like forced to like relive their trauma, which is just fucking sounds crazy.
Yeah.
Like it sounds so like, did you ever watch that video of that support gunner in VR chat?
No.
Oh, so there's this dude, he has like a VR chat channel on YouTube, and he just like goes and he like interviews people, like, and they choose their avatars, right? And it's weird because like all the avatars are always like extremely like telling on like a subconscious level. I think this guy's Winnie the Pooh, I might be wrong, but he talks about like being a support gunner and like enlisting in the military because he thought he didn't have anything else going. And he's like, yeah, and you know, you go on missions and you like level buildings and you like shoot innocent people. And he's like, and I remember like the first time I killed somebody, like I like went back to my room and was like trying to, I was like waiting to feel something. I like put on music. I was like trying to like get, and he's like, and then like after a while I just accepted the fact that I wasn't feeling anything and I wasn't going to feel anything, which like, and he just accepted that he's like, well, I guess I'm just acclimated to it. I guess that killing is normal. And then once he was finally like back home from overseas, it just fucking hit him like a ton of bricks, like everything that he had done, and it like ruined his life. It's like the way that trauma is processed and stored is like fucking crazy.
Damn.
Anyway, sorry. Yeah, I don't know. It's not applicable.
I thought you were gonna say he's like, yep. And then you know, that's where I am today. Everything's good. I never felt it.
No, he's an alcoholic now. he was like breaking down. It's so funny because like, oh no, he wasn't Winnie the Pooh. He was Anakin Skywalker. That was his avatar. And so you're seeing this like cartoon Anakin Skywalker like start to like
which movie
starts to crack,
like Hayden Christensen.
No, like the CG, like the Clone Wars series, like the cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How good is the mocap on those things? I guess not that good because it's VR chat, right?
It's pretty good actually. So like they're emoting and moving like fucking, you know, like it's a really like, it's one of these things where I'm like, this should be shown in like a museum. It is a great YouTube channel. It's one of like the most interesting pieces of content that I've ever watched.
Damn.
But yeah, I don't know. It might be interesting for you to like. Some of those are just interesting to watch. I don't know how I got on that. I think I went off on a tangent.
Oh no, that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, trauma's a fucking. It's a funny thing.
Yeah, it really. I don't know. I feel like I talk about shit like that on this podcast too often. I'm starting to feel kind of self-conscious about it.
Oh, I mean, look, man, on some level, it's like on your mind, you know, like it's something that you're currently, you know, I think that.
Yeah, we're not going to tap into this.
We can talk about this stuff. I feel like people who are paying for the Patreon are down to hear stuff like this.
I guess so. I feel like we're not going to tap into the lucrative alt-right market by having feelings on this podcast.
That's right. Well, no. You're so wrong, because tapping into the lucrative alt-right is all about being vulnerable and having feelings, but you have to tell people like, yes, Brendan, you are suffering. And do you know why? Because there's holes in the border wall. We got to patch them up. How are you going to feel good about yourself?
Yeah, I guess Jordan Peterson does weep a lot.
He can't stop weeping. He can't stop being put into comas. I mean, Jordan Peterson is dealing with his trauma in incredibly inefficient ways, dude.
Oh, I wanted to at some point, because I remember we read through the 10 rules for life on the show, and
it was on one of the first bonuses.
Yeah, and that was very funny. I haven't really, or I flipped through it in Target. I stopped I saw the book and I made my girlfriend stop so that I could look through it.
I'm sure she had one moment of panic where she was like, "Oh God, is this where I lose him again?"
No, she's not. She's a regular, not online person, so she has no idea who Jordan Peterson is.
That rocks.
Yeah.
Wow, that rules.
But if I recall, the rules were even funnier. Would you like to read them with me?
Yeah, sure. Okay. I remember some of them from the last time we did it.
No, I mean, his second book. He put out a sequel.
Oh, I don't know these at all. Let's hear them, dude.
I remember them being like way more unhinged.
Well, how does that even work? Because the whole point, like, how do you add an addendum to the 12 rules when like they're already like they're supposed to be like a completely linear, like you begin here, you end here, now you're equipped. Like, what do you like?
Beyond Order, 12 more rules for life.
Beyond Order. Well, that Beyond Order sounds like chaos, right? Or I
yeah,
guess, like,
Beyond Order sounds bad.
right.
All right.
Jordan Peterson, Thunderdome.
Rule number 1, do not carelessly denigrate social institutions or creative achievement. So what does that mean?
Right.
Like,
That's all this fucking guy does.
Don't call the Joe Rogan Experience racist.
Yeah, is this all directly related to like people like YouTube comments on his podcast appearances?
It has to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do not denigrate social institutions or creative achievement.
Oh, this is I'm sorry, I'm scrolling. This is fucking retarded. But go on, I'm sorry.
Rule number 2, imagine you could be and then aim single-mindedly at that. Oh, imagine who you could be. Okay. So that's not bad advice, but it's not very helpful.
I mean, honestly, it sounds like a trans person. Like, how is Jordan Peterson going to be anti-trans and then make this his second rule?
Oh, this yeah, you're right. Imagine who you could be, and it's just Jordan Peterson looking at like a Playboy centerfold. Like, he tapes it to his mirror and he puts on lipstick. One day, I will
just
have
wearing
the
his daughter's
courage.
bikinis.
Yeah. It'd be so funny if Jordan Peterson went trans and then still argued, like, legally you should not be required to call me a she.
That rocks.
Number 3, do not hide unwanted things in the fog.
What the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah, I have no idea what that means.
Okay.
I like a mental fog. Like, I guess he means like don't ignore things that you don't want to think about, or
Yeah, well, say that.
yeah.
Why are we doing the flowery language of? I'll tell you why. Because he wants you to read the fucking chapter. So you're like, because you read this, you're like, what is this? A ghost story? Do not hide unwanted things in the fog.
Yeah.
Like a curse?
Honey, I was looking in the fog and I found many unwanted things. Do you have something to say?
Hell yeah. I'm
Yeah.
I'm reading along with you.
That's when, like, you know, he's retarded from his coma. So that's when he brings home like a dead bird or something to give to his family. As like he thinks it's a gift, and they throw it out in the yard and he's just looking at it.
Wow, this is 100% like if you gave a person a concussion, or you put somebody in a medically induced coma, and then like the first thing they did when they woke up, you were like, write down Jordan Peterson's 12 rules for life from memory. What do you think it is?
Yeah, that's a good theory. He forgot he wrote the first book, so this is him writing it for the first time.
His editor had to scrawl the more onto the title.
Yeah. I've written a great book. Notice that opportunity lurks where responsibility has been abdicated.
I mean,
It sounds like he's saying, like, when someone else fails or, like, doesn't do what they're ought to, that
Yeah,
you
then
step
you
up.
have the you can be.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Which
I
honestly,
guess.
it just makes you sound like everyone's least favorite coworker. Like everybody
Yeah,
else.
this has
Yeah.
big minimum wage energy.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's like everybody else is mopping slow so that you don't have to mop more,
Right.
and you mop the fastest.
And you fucking tattle on slow moppers.
Mm-hmm. Do not do what you hate.
Yeah, not that fucking easy, Jordan.
Don't do things that you don't like. Great. Very
Thanks.
illuminating.
How brain dead. I mean, I guess talk to me 3 years ago, but how fucking like how brain dead are these people who like have to like they have to like, that's my problems. I was every day waking up and making a choice between things I like and things I hate.
Yeah.
Didn't realize.
Well, the things I hate would stopping doing those would require me to abdicate my responsibility.
Right.
And
Oh,
there's
that's so
opportunity there.
Right. What? Yeah, this doesn't even begin to fucking make sense.
It really doesn't. Abandon ideology. Okay.
In the middle of 12 more rules for life.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Abandon this is what it's like. It's like, is this a
abandon ideology, and then his whole thing is discussing hierarchies.
Right, and how important they are, and how
Yeah.
you have to like there has to be like a hierarchical system. Or
Man, I can't believe
order.
we bought into all this shit because we thought he was telling us that open mics should be a meritocracy.
We were literally like, I remember being like, somebody has to tell Jordan Peterson about open mics.
Someone needs to tell Jordan Peterson about Rachel Sennett.
They've got to tell him what's going on at the Lyric Hyperion.
He'll be disgusted. He'll weep.
Yeah, he'll sit through. He will sit through the entirety of the Sunday mic, and he'll ask to be put back in a coma.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh God, please! I couldn't possibly.
All right.
All right, let's check out the
Rule
next one
number
here.
7, work as hard as you possibly can on at least one thing and see what happens. All right, still not bad advice, but doesn't mean anything.
Fair enough. Now, again, okay.
I thought of a brilliant new idea for self-help. Work hard.
Hard, yeah.
Try to make one room in your home as beautiful as possible. All right, that I don't hate. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, but it's the same thing as clean your room. Watch this. This is gonna be like
it is the same. Yeah, you're right.
He's gonna have to buy. He's gonna dupe you into buying 5 books just so that he can like tell you can like clean your room, vacuum, wash your dishes. It's like I paid $70 for like for 3 200-page books just to learn basic chores. You know.
Yeah, and then they just get like darker and weirder as it goes on to eventually where it's like rule number 46: leave your wife in the fog. You don't need your wife. Your wife wants to make you stop taking pills, and she must be left in intemperate weather.
This isn't even a chapter. This is just a note that he wrote to you, Brendan Crick, like when you went to a book signing. You handed him your book to sign, and he had it for like 10 minutes. Just like, hang on, I'm almost done.
You always know that it's bad when you go to a book signing and the author takes your book to a separate room to sign it.
Okay, here you go, bucko. Yeah, he's just planting like Soviet activation words in the book.
If old memories still upset you, write them down carefully and completely.
Well, this sounds like a little bit.
This is kind
like
of
what
what
you're doing.
this is kind of what my therapist told me to do. She's having me write letters to my past selves.
Oh, dude, I guarantee you, like the minute that camera goes off, your therapist pulls off her beautiful wig, and it's really trans Jordan Peterson. He's finally who he's been imagining who he.
And let me tell you, he's
like.
beautiful.
And yes, he is, and he should be.
So what does he mean? Does he sit down and like just journalistically write out like his bad memories?
I don't know, we got to get him on the cast and ask him. That's a good, like,
Maybe.
I mean, again, this is why you have to be fucking careful, because already what's happening is we're reading these. We're like, what the fuck does he mean? The answer is in the book. Like, that is like the hook, the grift of this.
But also, part of the grift of Jordan Peterson is that oftentimes it doesn't mean anything. And
right.
you do all this work to find meaning in it. When he was just like, yes, well, that's a hell of a thing to think, wouldn't you say?
Well, I don't know. You tell me. That's a lot. That's a lot of fucking like.
Yeah.
People. Whenever people question him directly, he's like, maybe you should examine that.
Yeah.
It's like, well, all right, man.
Yeah. Rule
I
number
fucking
10,
paid the money.
do not answer direct questions. That one's not real. Rule number 10. Plan and work diligently to maintain the romance in your relationship. All right.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Sure.
Dude, we get it. She's not reading this. Instead of buying pills, buy roses. And then he looks over at his wife like, right? Good?
Right? Yeah, right?
Is this better? Please don't leave me.
Right.
It's so funny, like, oh yes, me and my wife are separated, so I'm going into this coma until she changes her mind.
Oh, dude, that is what a damn. I wonder if the coma really was just like
that's a big your move, bitch.
Yeah, he was just bratting out in Russia for like a couple months.
Yeah. Oh, so you think that you can live without me? All right, well, I'm gonna go half die.
Yeah, dude, it's like when you're in high school and like you break up with a girl, you're like, fine, well, I guess I'll just never talk to you again. And then like 10 minutes later, you're like, I guess we're just never gonna talk. And then an hour later, you're like, I can't believe that you haven't called me. It's Jordan Peterson just like in a coma in Russia, waiting for his wife.
Yeah. That's Jordan Peterson just like flatlining into hell. Jordan Peterson just walking around hell, just like, I can't believe she hasn't resuscitated me.
It's so awesome to go to hell as a your move, bitch.
I'm gonna try that.
To just guilt trip your wife by suffering in eternal damnation.
Me and my girlfriend have little to no fights, so I'm gonna really have to like nitpick something and blow it out of proportion, and then I'm just gonna die and go to hell.
You just leap into a fiery pit.
Yeah.
Yeah. She'll be like, I wonder if Brendan's mad at me. I wonder why Brendan's going to hell. Maybe I did something. What's the next one here?
Rule number 11, do not allow yourself to become resentful, deceitful, or arrogant.
Well, gosh. I don't like to say deceitful. I like to say crafty. You know? You can use these things. These are not, look, people love to put negative connotations on resentment, deceit, and arrogance, but I think it's all about how you look at them. So for this, I don't agree. Completely kidding, Brendan. I'm not serious at all.
No.
This is another one that's hard to disagree with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, sure. But again, like,
I'm just thinking more about, I'm kind of looping back to Abandoned Ideology, where his entire career is based off of, like, insisting that Disney cartoons map out reality.
Yeah, not even Disney cartoons, like Marvel movies. He was a prestigious college professor, right? Like you sign up for his class to like learn about like Jungian psychology, and you get in there, and every day he just plays you his favorite scenes from The Incredible Hulk. Like he just like fast forwarding, rewinding, fast forwarding. But whatever you do,
now
you
look,
don't want...
The Incredible Hulk. He gets angry. And he goes through a beautiful transformation into something else, which is something I think we'd all like to do.
I mean, it's just so funny to have like a famous college professor be like, now, and listen, I'm bloody serious about this. Whatever you do in life, you do not want to act like Foghorn Leghorn.
Now imagine Jordan Peterson like he's scrolling Disney Plus, which he does every day. He watches Cinderella or something, and he sees the She-Hulk show that they're gonna make, and he gets excited because he thinks it's trans Hulk.
Right. That's wow. I love that we've just decided that Jordan Peterson is trans and is pro. Like Jordan Peterson is still like an alt-right like demagogue, but he's like just for some reason excited about trans people now.
I assume you see Bruce Banner. He gets angry and he becomes the Hulk, but one can only assume that he turns wise and he becomes the She-Hulk.
That's right. The beautiful wisdom of She-Hulk, dude. I was like, isn't She-Hulk? She-Hulk is She-Hulk all the time, right? So she's just like a hot green lady.
I think so, yeah.
Damn.
I think she's a lawyer.
God, I'm getting torqued up even just thinking about that. A woman with like beautiful green muscles who also has a law degree. I don't want her to do ASMR to me, honestly. I want to hear her shuffling her papers as she shows up to the courtroom.
Mm-hmm. I would like for her to put me into a medically induced coma with her thighs.
That's what I want.
Just snap my neck.
That's exactly what I want.
Mm-hmm. And number 12, be grateful in spite of your suffering. That just sounds like something he like yells at his kids.
Right.
Like they're not eating their broccoli.
That's I mean, like again, like some of these, like it's hard to like. Yeah, sure. I think I probably believe that. That seems fine. I just don't know. It's like it's like stuff is free. You know what I mean? Like all of this advice is like, it's like read any fable, read Aesop's fable. You'll learn all this shit. Like the fact that it has to be like repackaged for you.
Yeah, I guess that is
dark web.
Extremely retarded. That his whole thing is he's like, now I have found a very obscure text, Grimm's Fairy Tales.
Right.
Yeah, things explicitly written to teach lessons to children. He's like, there's some very interesting subtext here.
Right. Yeah. No, it's all text. It's not subtext at all. They literally like there is a moral to these stories explicitly.
Oh man, I have the Wikipedia article up, and so in a mostly negative review, the Times, James Marriott wrote, ideas that flit and glimmer in Peterson's videos look bloated and dead when strapped to the page, and said Peterson's Harry Potter analysis to contain the most entertaining absurdities of the book. I want to know what Jordan Peterson thinks Harry Potter. Like,
dude, I see, and again, now I'm gonna buy this thing because I want to read the Harry Potter chapter.
I can't believe I read the first one. Or like, no, I didn't even read it. I listened to it on tape as I drove across America to ruin my life.
Oh, damn, dude, I didn't realize this. He was put into a K-hole.
Oh, really?
They treated him with ketamine. Jordan Peterson is a party
Ketamine's
animal.
bad for you, isn't it?
Ketamine's very bad. If done improperly, I mean, like it's straight up like it is one of the drugs that is the most damaging to your brain. It's really not good if done improperly. I mean, I'm sure that in a medical, but then again, like a Russian hospital, who the fuck knows what they were doing. Also,
I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to be in a K-hole for like weeks.
Well, Brendan, that's a very American way of thinking.
Oh, do the Russians count as Eastern for you?
It's literally part of China.
I suppose so.
Russia's partially, yeah, of course, yes, Brendan, of course they're Eastern. Some Russian people look absolutely Asian.
That's true.
Yeah. See, you know what? Now I have to flip because I think Jordan Peterson was in a very Eastern K-hole. I think he was doing what the Buddha would have done if the Buddha had access to ketamine. Which is that's the whole thing is people talk about how like the Buddha just like stayed under that tree forever.
There's no way my wife can find me down in this hole. This is a deep hole I've climbed inside of.
That's all. That's what monks are, just in spiritual K-holes.
We got to become like monks, dude.
It's crazy.
You know what? I'm flipping. I think we got to go back. Do you remember when I first moved to Los Angeles? We were both all in on JP. We hated fucking.
Yes.
We would tell our friends how we were done having sex and how we won't do it anymore.
That was maybe the most dishonest I've ever been with myself. Because, Brendan, I absolutely love having sex. I mean, like, I don't know who I was trying to impress. I think what I was trying to do is I was trying to, like, manifest. I was trying to, like, well, like, you know, when you want something, like, you only get what you want. Like, satisfaction is the death of desire. Very Eastern philosophy.
Yeah.
So I think I was just trying to, like, big dick how much I didn't need sex, hoping that it would just come to me. Just that there would be a bountiful cornucopia of pussy headed my way.
Yeah.
Through, like, sheer, you know, will. or I guess, like, absence of.
Yeah. just praying, dear God, just so you know, I totally don't want any pussy.
Number one, I do not want to be a comedian. I don't want pussy anymore. I just want to pray and be alone. Yeah, I was really trying to reverse psychology of the universe.
Well, why not mix the two? Why not go on stage and use your 5 minutes to flagellate your back?
That would be funnier than a lot of things that people are doing.
What open mic has the coldest tiles on the part where you perform?
Oh, you want to do like full like Pope John Paul II?
Oh, yes.
Damn, probably. I feel like the stage.
Fuck it.
Probably...
I'll be dramatic. I'm gonna break into the Comedy Store at like 5 a.m.
Right?
Yeah.
And just whip yourself in front of the empty. That'll be really spooky.
Just whip myself on the main room stage.
Yeah, that's very.
In
that's
hopes
very
in hopes Tony Hinchcliffe sees how virtuous I am.
He's not. Tony Hinchcliffe will. I don't think he's ever coming back to L.A. You should fly. You should
very
go
weird
out.
Like all the comedy. So it seems like over the pandemic, everybody who performed at the Comedy Store was either Me Too'd or moved to Austin.
Yeah, but virtually the same fate.
Yeah, but it seems so short-sighted. I mean, like once the pandemic's over, why would anybody stay in Austin? It's crazy to me to like move because you can't do comedy for like 9 months.
I think it's also just like I think the miscalculation was they thought that because like Austin was part of Texas, so like there's less restrictions and also like tech people are moving there. And I think they thought that like the attitudes would be a little cooler, but Austin is more liberal than Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Kill Tony show from the clips I've seen is like going over like a fucking lead balloon there. Like they're getting like more groans and boos than they've ever gotten.
Yeah.
So look, man, I don't know. People bugged the fuck out during this thing. In a lot of areas.
I certainly did. I'll join that.
It's understandable. I mean, look, at least you didn't like move to Austin, Texas.
I did not, and I never will.
It's a nice place to visit. It's not somewhere I'd ever want to live.
Yeah. I mean, when I moved from here, I wanted to be somewhere where I can afford a house.
Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know where the fucking place. I feel like we're not going to know where the place to be is until we're like a couple months into like being out of this, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Things are going to be weird. I'm waiting for like, I thought at the very least, like property value and like rent was going to go down around here, but that also doesn't seem to be happening.
Yeah, I heard. Jace was saying that on his episode, and that's
what Jace was talking
right
about
to me at all.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I mean, maybe he knows of some places where it's true, but I haven't seen rent get cheaper anywhere.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like people are going to move and then the houses are just going to be empty. Just like Chinese oligarchs will just be like, oh yeah, I'll buy that house.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happened to like Amoeba Records. Is like it's just like it's a Chinese-owned like apartment building now. I'm pretty sure, like luxury apartments.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, I'm also like incredibly out of my depth. If you wanna, if we get too in the weeds on like the housing market in Los Angeles, something I haven't even begun. I'm not even on a lease. Like I have rarely in my life done anything the proper way when it comes to like homing myself. Yeah, but you know. What are you? I'm sorry.
Is your cat doing something back there?
No, she wants to play with me.
Rita, we're doing a podcast.
I know, dude. She's being a greedy bitch right now. Isaac and I, we just went out to fucking, what the fuck were we talking about? God, I can't remember. I wanted to bring it up here. Fuck. Should have made a note of it. Doesn't matter. So, like, with this, like... Sorry, do you hear that?
Yeah, someone's screaming in your house.
It's Isaac playing video games.
Oh, nice.
I think he's winning.
Well, the fact that I heard it means the listeners heard it, which rules.
That's awesome. I should just take it out there. I should just, like, take the computer and the microphone out there and just, like, sit down next to him. See how long before he notices.
Damn, it's been a while since I've gamed with Isaac.
You're not gaming anymore?
I haven't been playing like Warzone or anything. Once they added Cold War, then I was like, well, I don't want to buy Cold War, and it looks like unless I do, I'm not going to have any usable guns.
Wow, that fucked, dude. It's so fucked up. Like the clever ways they figure out how to like lock you out of like enjoying video games.
Yeah, I mean, it really seems like it's like I would love to play like a competitive shooter online, but it seems like the only one where it's like fair is like Counter-Strike Go, and they're not gonna like no one's making a newer game that isn't like fucked.
Yeah, CS:GO is old as shit.
Still fun though. I've played it a couple times.
Oh, Counter-Strike it's like the standby. It's like the classic. I haven't played Counter-Strike in a long time. There used to be this free-to-play Wolfenstein game that I downloaded on my dad's Mac called Wolfenstein Enemy Territory, and the whole thing was like, it was crazy because it was like, I think it was using like the Return to Castle Wolfenstein engine, but like it was a huge multiplayer map where like 64 people could play, and this was in like 2002 or 3, so it was like crazy. They were 64, and it was like objective based. So like not only did you have to like kill the other team, but like one of the levels was literally like you're the Americans, you're storming Normandy, the other team is the Germans, and they've just like it was really unbalanced because they just had like an insane advantage where like they're just on a hill fucking like shooting you with like AA guns, but it was fun as shit.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
So hard to find like fun shooters. I just got the Master Chief Collection because I was like, fuck it, at least that'll be fun in like a nostalgic way.
Halo's pretty good. Is that like remastered versions of all the games?
Yeah, they remastered them all.
Halo's like a tried and true. Halo's a type of shooter. There's like there's a bunch of like types of shooters that they just don't make anymore. Like I'm not really into like fucking like realistic like call. I like shooters where like you can jump and float around and like the guns are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
just played BioShock Infinite again. That ruled.
Oh yeah, BioShock Infinite's a good game.
Apparently they're making BioShock 4, which could be really bad. Ken Levine is not involved.
I think that, like, wasn't BioShock Infinite already, like, an immensely bastardized version of his game, though?
No.
Like he basically disowned it or something?
I think you're thinking of BioShock 2.
No, BioShock Infinite, because the whole thing was, like, the game that he pitched, he wanted you to be able to, you know how, like, you like, flicker in and out of, like, different timelines and realities?
Yeah.
He wanted the ambition of that game was you were supposed to be able to do that like on the fly. Like it was supposed to be way more open, way more like sandboxy in how you approach, and it wasn't supposed to be scripted the way that it's like scripted in the final game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's a good game. I don't know why you would disown it.
Because it's incredibly far from his vision.
Yeah. Well, the vision sounds impossible.
Yeah, it's one of those things like it reminds me of like
especially on like Xbox 360 or whatever that was.
Yeah, well, I'll have to remember. I watched a whole video about like there's some video called like the BioShock Infinite that we never got. But a lot of his promises. Do you remember that guy? I think it was Peter Molyneux, the guy he was like behind the Fable games, and like the way that he would pitch. Peter Molyneux is amazing because like the way that he would pitch games is he would just tell lies. So like one of the pitches for like Fable 2, he was like the engine in Fable 2 is actually so advanced that in the game, if you plant a seed, If you plant a seed, it will grow into a tree in real time. You can plant a seed, turn your console back on 5 years later, you'll have a sapling. Which is no, it's not true. That was never going to be in the game. They never like that's insane. There's no way that was going to be on the original Xbox. And he did all that. He had another game. It was like a mobile game where it was like some puzzle game where like everybody in the world had to like work towards solving this puzzle that was the app. And like at the end of the app, like there was going to be some crazy reveal. And if I remember correctly, like there was nothing. They didn't count on people being able to finish it. Something like that. I'd have to go back and look at the exact details. Peter Molyneux, one of the greatest grifters of all time.
I remember a long time ago looking at like videos of these. There was like a game jam where everybody was trying to make like a what sounded like a Peter Molyneux pitch. Mm-hmm. And they were all things like, it's a racing game, but you play as the road instead of the cars. Like,
that sucks.
Yeah, someone got like a prototype going. It's all shit like
dude.
that.
I'm looking up Peter, because that's right. The reason why Peter Molyneux, because he had fucking good games. He had Populous, Black and White was cool. And then, like, off of that, he just, like, disappeared up his own asshole. Yeah, here it is. The game, Curiosity. What's inside the cube? Jesus Christ.
The last Fable was, like, an asymmetrical multiplayer thing, right?
Was it?
I thought I remembered hearing something about that.
Oh, Fable. Is it Fable the Journey?
Maybe.
It required you had to have the Kinect. Oh, Fable. Maybe you're thinking of Fable Heroes. I don't know.
I don't know.
I didn't even know this was a fucking thing.
Maybe it didn't come out.
I remember. Oh, there was one. This is the one. Project Milo. I don't think Project Milo ever came out. Yeah, Project Milo, the Virtual Boy. It was this thing that he developed for the Xbox 360.
Yeah, that did eventually come out, but it came out as a Twitter account. A Twitter account that posts gay sex parodies of songs at Real Online Boy.
Yeah, this was like he's like we fit a whole boy. He's like we fit a whole boy inside your Xbox. But it was like, what's incredible? Like you
look
watch...
at him. His name was Gregory. Now he's a bunch of bits and bytes and whatnot. He's very upset about this turn of events.
I mean, so yeah, like the funny thing, like if I remember correctly, like the whole like it was like you have this 10-year-old child and you can do anything to him. Was like the pitch.
Awful pitch.
But when the one tech demo they have, it's like clearly not a game. It is clearly a woman talking to a piece of 3D like pre-recorded animation that they probably paid a studio like, you know, to whip up in a weekend. Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, Peter Molyneux, I love this fucking guy. I always think I hate him, and then like I just think about the audacity of like how he would just like go on stage at E3 in front of like hundreds of thousands of game journalists, be like, you can plant a tree in real time, and like the incredible balls on this dude.
I would love to see a supercut of these lies.
If you Google Peter Molyneux, it autofills lies.
That's so sick.
Yeah, Peter Molyneux lie. They're right away. Peter Molyneux lies. Is Peter Molyneux a pathological liar? The feature creep of the week. Molyneux lies. Yeah, these are awesome. Oh, here's right here.
All right,
Kotaku did a piece on him called "The Man Who Promised Too Much."
What's our pitch?
For a video game?
Yeah, all right. It's a video game where it's a shooter, but
it's
the enemies are your own brain cells.
Okay.
You slowly I don't know.
So I mean, is this a game where you're shooting yourself in the head? Is it a very brief game, Brendan?
Yeah, it's an extremely realistic first-person shooter where you shoot yourself in the head.
Soldier, we've got bad news. There's a hive of the flood camped out inside your own head. You're gonna have to eradicate them. All right, well, I guess we'll just.
Or what about All right, so like Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice or whatever.
Yeah, that game was upsetting.
Yeah, I didn't. I played it for like 10 seconds, and I was like, no, this is gonna legit give me schizophrenia.
It's gonna make you schizophrenic. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, so here's my pitch: we make people schizophrenic for real.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. With drugs.
Awesome. Okay.
And then we have them play normal video games.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the whole pitch. Is like we just like the Nick and Brendan game subscription services. We ship you a copy of Super Mario Brothers on the original Nintendo with like a 10 strip of acid, and we're like, all right, who's to say?
Yeah.
What to do with this?
Mm-hmm.
We promise you it'll be a new game you've never played before.
We recommend playing this while babysitting.
Yeah. We can guarantee it's a completely unique experience every time you play. No two players across the world will be playing the same game. It's totally revolutionary.
Can you play Tetris with a gun to your head?
Yeah, this would be a complicated subscription service. We'd probably have to do a lot of like, we'd have to have a lot of feet on the ground to pull this one off.
Yeah. It's like a GameFly type service where no, here's what we do. We start those like Loot Crate type businesses where you're like, oh, sign up and you'll get different merch every month. You don't know what it is. It's exclusive merch. The very first one is a photo taken through a rifle scope of you. You open the box and just a black and white photo of you from far away with crosshairs on it.
And a note that says, we dare you to cancel your subscription. Just watch what happens, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, every single Loot Crate is just like different. It's just like increasingly upsetting, like invasions into your private life. It's like the videotape from fucking Lost Highway, where it's like we just ship you a tape of you and your wife sleeping in bed, and a T-shirt with a Triforce on it.
They're like, I thought this was a video. I guess this is an ARG of some sort.
Yeah, we're like, yeah, it is.
Yeah,
that's right.
Absolutely. Give us your bank account numbers.
Like, yeah, it's an ARG. I thought ARG was a type of gun. I think that's from my video game. I could have sworn ARG was a type of. I mean, I think it's some kind of like laser beam from some fucking Killzone game. I must be totally wrong. I just searched ARG gun. Nope.
Has anyone done a good ARG in a while?
There was that one. Project Cicada. What was it? Is that what it was? Do you remember that crazy one that like people think was like intelligence agencies trying to recruit people?
No.
What the fuck was it called?
What about it's Pokemon Go, but you find real dead bodies?
Oh, that would be cool. You mean like in the game, we're mapping out like all of
I mean the most literal version of that. You're looking for a Gengar and you come across a dead man in the park.
Oh, I see. So it's like, so you know how so basically the way that you design it is like, they have like different pinpoints built into the app.
Yeah.
Like where the Pokemon be. We just do that, but we do it with all of the coordinates where Henry Lee Lucas claimed to have like killed people, like the 144 murders he confessed to or whatever. Yeah, we go exclusively off lies that Henry Lee Lucas and Ted Bundy told to the investigators.
Mm-hmm. But the twist is that there's a real dead body there.
There's a real dead. We've made sure there's dead bodies
in
there.
A Triforce T-shirt.
Yeah. Yeah. The Loot Crate scheme feeds directly into the ARG cell phone scheme.
Yeah.
This is good business. You have to have your hands in a lot of pots, and you need to make sure that you're always focused on the next thing coming.
You're like, ooh, I want those limited edition Cyberpunk 2077 vans, but you have to take them off of a dead man who then visits you in your dreams because you have robbed him
right
in his grave.
That's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's absolutely.
Do people still grave rob? Maybe that's a grift we could get into.
Getting into grave robbing?
Yeah. There's got to be some fancy graves around here. It's Hollywood.
Are people still? Yeah, definitely. I mean, we go to Hollywood forever.
I
where,
guess it's
like,
a lot more conspicuous to see someone digging nowadays.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, are people still buried like with jewels and stuff? Because I'm not trying to like. It's like I'm not trying to like. It's so much work to grave rob just for like clothes that you could sell to a thrift store and get maybe $60.
Yeah, it would be pretty dark when we spend all night grave robbing and we come back with a teddy bear.
Yeah, right.
From a small coffin.
Yeah, like we're taking them to like a Goodwill. They're like, I can give you guys $15. You're like, what about bones? You guys take bones?
Yeah, we're just gonna, cut out the middleman. We're gonna sell some bones.
Yeah, would you guys have any interest in very famous old bones? Maybe we just open like a roadside attraction where like
Maybe.
we just
Yeah. Man, yeah, they used to do that. They'd be like, ladies and gentlemen, step right up. A dead man.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Yeah. Would you care to see a dead criminal? We have
it's
the
awesome.
finest preserved rapist in the Western Seaboard.
It's awesome how much Ripley's Believe It or Not is just like, due to a legal loophole, we've procured this man's corpse. And we show it off in our Fuddruckers-style tourist attraction.
Yeah. That'd be funny, it's like a showman who he only has one attraction, so he's trying to split up, and he's like, all right, and here we have Wild Bill Hickok's arm. And everybody's like, okay. He's like, and our next exhibit, Wild Bill Hickok's leg.
He's really trying to stretch it.
Yeah. And the next, Wild Bill Hickok's penis. Look at his penis, folks. Fastest shooting penis in the West.
What do you think of that, ladies? Get a little hot under the collar seeing the famous penis of of Wild Bill?
It's not often in life that you get to see a famous dead penis.
I have all manner of outlaw penises. Come back next year. This guy who's just collecting like the famous penises of the Wild West.
He has the penises of.
Yeah.
It starts with like it starts with like very old penises.
Right.
But then eventually gets to the point where he's like, and here I have DMX's penis. He died today, folks.
Oh, barn dog. Brutal.
I couldn't think of someone else.
So you went with DMX. You thought of the most recent dead penis you could go with?
I got in quick, folks, before it went cold.
Oh, Jesus Christ. DMX, I was posting in the chat, dude. DMX still has the greatest rap lyric of all time.
Which is why.
It's like a Def Jam bit. It's so good. How you gonna explain fucking a man? Even if we squash the beef, I ain't touching your hand. How awesome is that?
This is Bernie Mac.
It's completely Bernie Mac. Kick it!
I assume that I'm imagining that was not a diss track about someone he thought was gay. I assume he was just grappling with his own thoughts like, man, how do I feel about gay people?
Yeah.
Man, play a beat.
Yeah.
And then he went in.
Fuck that.
Just I need to sort some shit out.
Right. How are you gonna explain fucking a man? Well, X, this is my husband, and I love him very much. I just don't think that we should be. Don't touch my hand. Get the fuck out of here.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. DMX. One of the greatest. Mm-hmm. One of the all-time.
One of the most successful crackheads of all time.
One of the pioneers of homophobia. DMX. One of the pioneers of Def Jam.
A lot of people don't know that, but DMX coined the term "that's so gay."
Yeah, he did.
He invented calling things gay to mean that it's bad.
He was the first guy to be like, he was the first guy to change the meaning. To be like, we were like, X, that means happy. He's like, nah, it doesn't. It means fucking cocks and asses, and it's disgusting. They were like, damn, X just changed the culture. We all remember when X changed the culture. When he made, we all remember that day in '86 when X made gay mean stupid for the rest of our lives. Yep. X stepped on the scene, started calling motherfuckers gay just for wearing bad clothes. Rap game was never the same. Hell yes, DMX.
Hell yeah.
I think if you're hearing yourself in my mic, it's because I just unplugged my headphones. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Well, we're at an hour anyway. So.
Oh, nice. Let's call it.
Yeah. T-shirts are back in stock.
They're all back.
Mm-hmm. All right. That is our show.
All right. See you guys.
Knock, knock, open up, it's me, the crazy, shady, faded fucker, so rock the G. See you later, make a baby, lead her on in peace. Only time I give a fuck is for my own release. That's why I own these streets. Straight up, portfolio showing growth, fuck a pay cut. Yeah, you know I stay slut. Catch me in the spot, looping up for the self-suck. Oh fuck, I busted already, I'm coming bucket so heavy. My dream of cream coming steady, now my mouth open, I'm ready. I'm talking solo, heavy petting on a Friday night. Not talking bashing the bishop, more like Nantucket's delight. I'm taking all the time I need to do it just right. Got my candles in the fishnets cause it's on tonight. Oh, that's right, it's time to fillet. No need to debate me, I suck until I go ooh-wee and spray my white pee-pee. I got that ski.